Hey everybody, Jedi Jack Luther here, and I wanted to get some what's in the boxes done because I've gotten a few things in. They came in pretty quickly, and I haven't had, they came in so fast I haven't had any time to do a whole lot of what's in the boxes for them. So I'm going to catch that up today. So it's Thursday, March 21st. Spring has sprung, although we got snow out there. This is wacky North Carolina weather. So anyway, let's get right to it. So we got what's in the box. We have the what's in the box box. This is our new official what's in the box. This is, instead of opening up the box, in case you're not saw the last one, instead of trying to rip open a box and go through the tape and all that and pulling out, basically I already have it open, and our what's in the box is like the box you see on Let's Make a Deal. We lift up the box, and that's what's in the box. Because you didn't care what box it came in. So we're going to lift up the what's in the box, and let's see what we got today. Well, we're going to start off right there. I'm going to put it right in front center camera. So, first thing we're talking about is, this is from the all these toys are, by the way, 1980s. We're doing vintage stuff. The modern stuff I just don't like. So this is a Gobot from the 1980s, but it's a very special one. Back in the cartoon, if you watch the Challenge of the Gobots, you had Leader 1, you had Turbo, you had Scooter. Those are the three main good guys. And then on the bad guys, you had Psykill, you had Coptor, and then you had Crasher. Crasher was one of the female Gobots. And this is Crasher. This is the actual official Gobot action figure of Crasher. Now you're probably thinking, now wait a minute, I'm looking at that face. That don't look like the face from the cartoon. If you Google the cartoon, you'll see that it's a very female looking robot with the female voice. But this Crasher has a generic robot face. For some reason, I don't think, even though the other Gobots look like, well, not really, because Leader 1 has like a mask thing over his mouth, and in the cartoon he had a full-blown mouth. He didn't have the thing. So there was kind of like going back and forth. The toys don't quite look like, the robots in. But this vehicle is a little rare. He, she, it is not too easy to find by themselves. I've seen a few lots where this one's included with a few others, and then it gets really spendy. I paid roughly around $10-11 for this figure. It's in really good shape. Sometimes you see them with the top of the body, broken. We'll transform it real quickly. Transforming sequence 3, what the head's connected to lifts up. The arms are on these roller bars. They go in, and then the legs just slide right up, lock into place. Very easy transformation. And it looks like the vehicle that Crasher transforms into. You can see on the side, it even says Crasher. It's a really nice looking piece. This one's in really good working order. Transforms very well. The figure stands very well. One of the legs is a little loose. Now you run into that because even though it's got metal plates on the back here where the legs are to hold it, you still have plastic on the front. Plastic and metal just do not like each other in this kind of regard. You've seen that with Transformers too. A lot of them with the die-cast body parts and the plastic, and they don't tend to work together too well. That's why older Transformers have loose legs, loose arms. Same situation here. One of Crasher's legs is a little looser. If you set it down too hard, it will go back up. You have to readjust it. But all in all, this is in great shape. This is a good rare find if you're collecting Gobots and you're trying to build them to what they had on TV. Your set's incomplete unless you get this car. Just kind of look heavily for it. This one popped up just at the right time. So it's just one of those things of just hunting them down. We're going to set that to the side. Got plenty of time. We're going to talk about the other thing. This one's really special. Back in 1980, we had Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back was just coming out. So that was the new Star Wars movie. Star Wars figures were all over the place. But action figures as a whole wasn't a big market back then. There were a few of them. There's some generic figures and some third-rate company figures. But we didn't have the big rush until like 83 when He-Man came out. And then they deregulated children's cartoons so that that they could animate the toys and not be called a 30-minute commercial. Which, once that happened, the floodgates opened. You know, every property. In '84 was probably one of the greatest years of toys. All these new toys came out, Transformers and the G.I. Joes poured out and everything. And then you get into '85, '86, and you get all these other toys coming out. I mean, I'm not lying. The '80s was the greatest decade on the planet. We had the best toys. But in 1980, didn't have a whole lot of figures. They couldn't do a whole lot with it because the decade had just begun. So what was very popular were cars. Cars could be done 15 ways. You didn't even have to advertise cars. Boys love cars. So you didn't really have to advertise them. You didn't need a cartoon. You hardly had to have any commercials, just announce the new stuff. But Hot Wheels and Matchbox probably were the dominant two on the toy aisle. So in order to sell toy cars, you had to come up with a gimmick. You had to come up with something different. And we had a bunch of gimmicks back then. But one of the best ones, and I think today it's still one of the greatest ones, were Burnin key cars. They were Hot Wheels sized cars, pretty well put together. And their gimmick was in the back of the car. Okay, there we go. In the back of the car was a square slot, and there's a spring in there. Each car came with an orange key. All the keys are the same key. They weren't different. And they came on a key ring that had a tag to match that car. So what you do is you take your key, you insert it in there, and you're going to want to, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might want to slow the speed down so you can see how fast this thing goes. I'm going to set it right there. Boom! Takes right off. Folks, this car is 38 years old. There are people I work with that are not even as old as this car, and it still works amazing. This thing takes right off. The wheels are in great shape. The body's in terrific shape. Now, they had burning key cars, and then they had a subset called glowing burning key cars. They only made 4 vehicles. One of them was a police car. My mom bought me this one. She bought me 2, I think. I can't remember the other one, but I remember this one. This one, the Glow Patrol. And yes, all the pieces on here glow in the dark. It still glows in the dark. And Glow Patrol had its own glowing key tag. But the funny thing is, I bought this car for $10. Yes, I paid $10 for this little car. But the problem was, he did not come with this. I had to buy a separate lot. I had to buy a separate car. I had to buy this Ferrari. This is a glowing burning key car. It glows in the dark. It's Ferrari. You probably can see the dark mark on the top. It used to say GTS on the top. I don't know if it was a sticker or it was inked in there because it's still pretty faint. But it came with the Glow Patrol key tag, and they listed the auction as such, that this was the Glow Patrol, and it's not. So I had to buy this set so I could get this key check so that I have a complete burning key car. Sometimes you have to do that, especially with these. If you're into collecting cars and you've just found out about this, you're going to have to do some hunting to find the right car to get the right key tag if you want the matching set, because you can buy any key you want to, but if it doesn't match the car, then it's, it's kind of mismatched. And I'm keeping the Ferrari. I might get lucky on eBay and find the Ferrari's matching glow key tag, and then I'll have 2 complete cars, which would really be fantastic. But I'm not going to worry about that right now because I've gotten what I needed, which is a matching set, which is the tag and the car. And that makes a complete set. And some of these can go, depending on the condition, they can get quite expensive because a lot of us lost the key or the tag fell off or, what have you. But for being 38 years old, this toy is it works. The spring has not lost its step. It's not disintegrated. It's not, you always fear that you put the thing in there and you press it and nothing happens. The Ferrari is in really good shape. This Ferrari has one little issue, and I don't know if it's going to come up on the film, but it's got a crack on the bumper. But still, for 38 years old, it is still in good condition, still glows in the dark. So we've gotten a lot of cars lately, and we're going to go a few more cars. We got a lot of cars coming up, believe it or not. This must be the vehicle week or something like that. So I'm going to cut this one short because I've showed you what we got. These are some really good toys, and roughly $10 a piece it cost me to get these, and I think those are really great deals to get these old, because if you keep Crasher in car mode, it's a beautiful racing car. It's absolutely perfect. I'm Jedi Jack Luther. I'm going to be back in a little bit. We're going to have a bunch of videos today because today's my day off. I'm home. I did most of my work last night around the house so I can do these videos. So I got a bunch more stuff to show you, and then we are going to once again lift up the what's in the box to see, hey, what's in the box.